Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Kag, and today guys I want to go through the YCS feature match that I had, which I guess all of you have already seen, and kind of embarrassing for me because I misplayed really hard. I was supposed to win that feature match, and if you're thinking now, how were you supposed to win that feature match, then stay tuned. I'll prove it to you today in the video with example. So what I should have done better, I'll show it to you on the screen. So yeah, check the video out, guys. And also, in this video, I will show you why Blackwings are, in my opinion, top tier deck right now, and a deck that is actually perfect for this format, and is also supposed to dominate the Tearlaments, Ishizu Tearlaments. And yeah, let's just go right through and let's just go. Okay, let's check this out, guys. So, my very first YCS tournament, I was so lucky to be able to be featured.
I hope so.
And yeah,
I'm getting a little bit jealous. Okay, so let's see. I think Batuhan is going to start, and what we know about Blackwing is
okay,
that
so let's go through a little bit. Okay,
around
so I'm going
King
first.
Kali Yuga, the DD
What else?
boss
Like,
monster. Yep,
this
that
is
is
all
a
we
feat,
can ask
but
for
we're going
going
to see a
first
lot of wing beasts
against
before
Tearlaments
that,
Ishizu.
and
So,
he is going to start off with
best
a
case
very
scenario,
powerful one, and this
we're
is
starting
Sai
off with
Moon.
Simoon
This is
on
one
our
of
hand.
the,
I
I would
started
say,
off with having
middle
2 Simoons on
stage
my hand, by the
release
way.
cards of Blackwing,
So
because
that's
they
why I
weren't
banished the
among
other
the
Simoon.
original ones, but then
So
they
that I
came
can,
out in between
because
into a
we don't
legendary
need 2
duel
Simoons on our
season,
hand,
and that's a
so we
really
can just
powerful one,
easily
because you can
banish
just
one.
banish it, and then you will activate Black Walrus.
You have to
from
banish
deck.
a different.
Oh, do you have to?
Right, so we
another
got the Black Wild with
Blackwing
us,
monster,
and now we're going to
we
search.
banished Simoon with Simoon and
Oh!
then got to activate the Black Whirlwind.
Fair enough, works though. That certainly works. You just activate the Black Whirlwind, and you
And we are going to
immediately
search for
then normal
Zutri.
summon one after, so he
And now
normals
check
the
this
Simoon
out, guys,
and gets to search
because
one
this
monster
play is
with
actually really important.
1,600
Because I had a great hand with Vata and also the Shaman in my hand, I decided to play it safe. Even though in this current format no one is playing Nibiru, I still try to anticipate the Nibiru. That's why I started off like this, for
less
example.
attack points, and
So
that's
we're
one
starting
of
off
the
with
new
Shaman,
ones he just instantly got
activate
there.
his
It's
effect,
Sudri,
send him to the
and
graveyard
No,
so
it's
that we
Shaman.
can
I think he searched for Sudri,
activate
and
the
still
Black
has
Feather
Shaman in
Wild.
hand. I think I saw
And
Sudri as well.
Let's get Shamal up first.
yeah,
I
and
think
that's
we
where
just reveal
the
this one. You can set this card from
time
hand of
stalling
hand
begins.
then place
I
a
mean, I
Black
understand that no one knows
Whirlwind.
what Blackwings
Yep,
do,
I'm pretty
but
sure that's what's happening. So we do
this
not
now the
only
first
have
time that
Black
he's reading
Whirlwind
the
now,
card effects,
but
which
we
is
also
totally
have Black
fine, but
Feather Whirlwind
it
being
happened a lot of
activated right
times
there.
in the game,
And Matthew,
which
of course, has to read up on
yeah,
the new cards.
I
A bunch of
didn't really
support cards
appreciate
in Darkwing
that
Dusk
much.
for the Blackwing archetype, and some pretty cool one. And actually, back in the day,
Okay.
nobody really used to play the original Blackwing Dragon, but
Yeah.
this card actually is really a
So
centerpiece.
now, as you can see, guys, I did not go for Zutri. Why did I not summon Zutri? Because simply right now we can totally go for Kali Yuga without even activating a single time the without normal summoning our second time with Zutri. Okay,
Oh, and we
so
have
we are
Vata
starting off with
between
Vata. Now he has to read the
on
card effects again.
the symbol of honor, the emblem of honor.
Yeah, look at that. Batuhan is just going from one new card to the other. So all
Okay.
the support cards actually making their way into the deck.
Let's do it like this real quick. Reading. A lot of reading. Reading again. Okay, so on summoning, he activates Toughness, and look at the beautiful cards that he built. Two Ishizu cards. So this is like the best thing that you can ask for as a Tearlaments player. Okay, so now we're gonna activate resolve the Vata's effect, and he's reading all of the cards again, stalling so much time. Now we got the Blackwing Dragon out. Okay. Now he's thinking. Now we can, with the Black Feather Wildman, we can special summon Ivata again. Now he's asking if it targets, and yeah, it does target. So that's why he decided to activate Magnemut's effect, which is totally fine for us. Not a problem. Now we're gonna activate Zephyr's effect. And going to use the first normal as our actual main normal summoning with Zutri this time. And because we already have the Black Feather Wildman on the field and Shaman on our graveyard, I decided to search for the Twin Shadow. And now this is where my very first misplay is happening right now. So I summoned the Roshi, which is fine because we want to trigger the Black Feather Wildman's effect for a second time. Totally fine. So now I am going for Joe, which is really stupid. Really stupid. I shouldn't have gone for Joe. I should have gone for Raikiri at this point. But yeah, the reason why I went for Joe, guys, the reason why I went for Joe is because I wanted to activate Joe's effect to special summon the Simoon for my graveyard so that I can go for bigger combos. But I should have anticipated that he was going to use the Ishizu effect from the graveyard to send back the Black Wings from my graveyard to the deck, to shuffle them back. So that was a really huge misplay on my side. And yes, it is soft once per turn, that's why I'm able. Okay, so now he's shuffling those cards back to my graveyard. So that was also really stupid. Okay, but at least we were able to special summon the Vata because it was already banished thanks to Magnemut. Now, because I know that he still has a second Ishizu card in his graveyard, I decided to go for the Muddy Mud Dragon because once I'm going for the Boris and send the Steam to the graveyard, he can easily activate the second Ishizu card, which is the Keldeo, to shuffle back the Steam and Vata and Zephyrus back to my graveyard. That's why I decided to go for Muddy Mud Dragon, which was the perfect play in this situation. It was the right play. It was the right play. Now I activated Black Mage Dragon's effect to give him some damage. And then I went for the Dragoon. Now I activate the Blackwing Twin Shadow, and here, guys, here's something that the referees didn't know. As a cost, I have to shuffle back my Blackwing monsters from graveyard or banish to the deck. So he shouldn't be able to chain on the Blackwing Twin Shadow before I shuffle those cards back. But he did. The judges didn't say anything, so that's a huge mistake from the judges. They shouldn't have interrupted it and say it. But yeah, it is what it is. So now he activates the second Ishizu card, and now I activate the Dragoon's effect to send Raider's Knight to graveyard. And this is actually a beautiful discard that we can have. Having the Raider's Knight on our hand to discard with Dragoon. Negate it, and then shuffle back those two to summon Boris. Now on summoning of Boris, I activated his effect to send Steam to the graveyard, and this is where all the misplays happening. I mean, actually no. If he didn't have now Kelbeck on his hand, if he didn't have the Kelbeck on his hand, we would still be able to go for the big combo with Kali Yuga and Ballard Savage Dragon. But unfortunately, he did have Kelbeck on his hand, which is something that I did not expect. He already had Magnamut and Hafness on his hand, so I wasn't really I was not expecting the Kelbeck. So this one caught me really off guard. So yeah, that really sucks. So the Kelbeck is back on my extra deck, and now this is the first big misplay that I did. For some reason, I thought that I could still go for the Caliuga with this board, which is the reason why I attributed the Dragoon. But the right play in this situation right now, would be to attribute the Zutri and then go Zutri and Blackwing Tamer Joe for full arm master, because there's no way that they can get over the Dragoon and the full arm master in this play. But so that was one misplay. Okay, that was one misplay. So this is what I did. Attributed Dragoon because I thought I could go for the Caliuga. And the thing is, guys, I could actually be able to go for Caliuga if I had the Raikiri on the field right now. Okay, and now I will show you the combo that I could have done if Raikiri was on the field and not the Blackwing Tamer Joe. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so check this out, guys. Let's say that this was my board, okay? This was my board, but I shouldn't even have summoned the Joe in the first place, okay? This card should not be here in the first place. Instead of him, there should be Raikiri like this. So that was my first misplay. There should be Raikiri. Why? Because Raikiri, we can activate his effect and destroy the Magnamut, the Kelbeck on his field to destroy them. Okay, so this is the first thing that I should do, destroy one card. And then I should use the Raikiri and the Zutri to special summon the Y-Strix. Okay, yeah, we should summon the Y-Strix by sending Zutri and Raikiri to the graveyard, then activate the Y-Strix effect to special summon another Zutri or Zephyros to the field, like this. And then I should activate Steam's effect to special summon by attributing the Dragoon. Okay, I should have attributed Dragoon to special summon the Steam. So far, so good. Now, what I should have done was to use the Steam and the Zutri that I was special summoned with, with the Y-Strix, to go for Joe now. Okay, now we should summon the Joe. Then we can activate Joe's effect to special summon from the graveyard the Raikiri again. Okay, so this is what should have happened. Now we can use Raikiri's effect for a second time because it also suffers once per turn and destroy the other Kelbeck or the Magnamut on the field. So of course we're also gonna get the token out thanks to Steam, and then we're gonna use the Joe and the Raikiri to go for the Asnal Falcon. Once we've done that, we can activate Asnal Falcon's effect to special summon a monster from our deck. Now, because we have done that, we can activate the Y6 second effect will be activated, and we're gonna get the rank up set. So now we got the rank up set, and now we can activate Raider's Wing effect from the graveyard to special summon him. And now, because we cannot go for Bardiche and then summon the Ballard Savage Dragon with material, we just have to use Shamal and the Raider's Wing to go for the Ballard Savage Dragon without an attachment, because just for some powerhouse, okay? Just for some powerhouse. So this is how our field could have looked like if I wouldn't have misplayed. And then obviously in our opponent's turn, we're gonna activate the magic launch and special summon the Caliuga. So yeah, and usually there's nothing that they can do against Caliuga, because first of all, he has already activated a lot of cards from his hand, which was the Kelbeck, Magnamut, and the Hafness. So by drawing a card in the standby phase and his draw phase, he's just going to have 3 cards on his hand, and there's nothing that he can do. I bet there's nothing that he can do. And then he probably just has to set a monster, end his turn, and then next game we should be able to OTK him if the next card that we draw is a monster. Best case would be even Zutri or whatever. But yeah, that's just what should have happened. But yeah, we misplayed. Misplayed. And that's why we wasn't able to go for Caliuga. And the other way, like even if I did misplay, which happened, I was still able to end on the board, which should have looked like this. So in this case, I should have just easily activated, because the Dragoon has already 4,000 life, 4,000 attack points, because he just negated a monster effect from our opponents. So him having 4,000 attack points is already almost unbeatable, especially against Tearlaments. And only if he would be able to summon the Dweller, then he could be able to do something. But with only 3 cards on his hand, I doubt that there's anything that he can do. So in this case, what we should have done was just to special summon the Steam by sending the Zutri to the graveyard, and then use Steam and the Joe to go for the full Armor Master, like this. Send them to the graveyard. We're also gonna get a token. And this is how we should have ended our play. Like that. If you, like, in that case. But no, what I did was tribute the Dragoon and end up on a single full Armor Master, which basically does nothing against Tearlaments. So that was a huge misplay on my side. So please learn from that mistake, guys. Do not do the same mistake I did. And yeah, just learn from it, okay? Alright, let's continue with the game. So yeah. So this was really stupid that I did. And in that point you can actually tell that I felt like, alright, I fucked up. And yeah, that was really sad. And what happened then was that our opponent was able to just run over the Caliuga and win the game. By the way, having Cyberstein on his field was also huge on his hand. So he had basically a god hand. And you guys need to understand that even though he had a god hand, guys, you need to understand that I was actually able to win a game. I should have won that game. And then, yeah, this is not enough. This, yeah. Alright. So, and for everybody else, I've been asking what happened in game 2. What happened in game 2? What happened was basically he cheated. He activated Tearlaments Shiren's effect for a second time, even though he already used his effect, and that made, like, this changed the whole game. It changed the whole game. I don't want to talk about too much about game 2. But if you want to see the game, I'll link it in the description below so you can watch the full future match. But yeah, basically he cheated, and that's why he lost the game. To be honest, guys, you guys need to be really careful playing against Tearlaments, because this is not the first time that a Tearlaments player tried to cheat against me. I'm not sure if he did it on purpose. I doubt that he did it on purpose. But usually Tearlaments players love to cheat with their cards. So please pay attention when you're playing against those people, because it happens a lot. It happens a lot. So yeah. All right. So let's just go to game 3. All right. So game 3, he's starting off, and this is really funny because I sided in 15 hand traps, guys. I did have the shifter on my deck. I had so many cards that were able to stop him from playing, but unfortunately, I did not even draw a single interruption, which sucked, like big time. but it is what it is. I can't change it. And yeah. So game 3, he's going first. He's basically going full combo. And the funny thing is that he didn't go for any effect damage. He didn't go for any effect damage. All he did was mill cards from his deck to the graveyard, and he was lucky to mill the volcanic. I forgot his name. That monster that burns for 500 damage. I'll show it to you in a minute. Yeah, see that card in the graveyard. This one gave me 500 damage. That's the only way how he was able to give serve me any damage. So his end board was actually pretty decent. He could have also gone for the Dweller, but Time Thief was definitely not a bad choice. And yeah. So you gotta realize, guys, it's my turn. I only got 1 minute left on the clock. Okay, 1 minute left on the clock, and I need to do some damage. It doesn't matter. The game is going to be decided with my turn. So I was honestly, guys, I was too focused on doing burning damage or effect damage instead of just summoning a monster and attack him. Okay, so what I should have done in this point, in this situation, was just to summon a strong monster. For example, this is just one Blackwing monster from my deck. Doesn't matter which one, and just attack him. But the problem is, the issue was that I wasn't able to do that because my opponent was stalling so much time. He was stalling so much time. Even though he read all my cards already like 10 times, he still continued reading every single one of them. But at the same time, I wasn't really focused. See, like, checking my deck, unnecessary. Normal summoning effects. Now he's checking his deck, his graveyard. Why? Why would you do that? He negates it. Okay, cool. Do that. Now he activates some effect, and that's where the time was already gone, so I wasn't able to even go to my battle phase. But it's okay, I guess. Because at this point, my only goal was to do some burning damage. I didn't even think about the battle phase, but whatever. So now, I did have the prosperity on my hand, but I didn't want to start off with the prosperity because I know that once I go with prosperity, all the damage I do will be halved, and that is not a good thing that you want to do in time, especially with being down with 500 points. So me banishing 6 cards doesn't matter which, because all I need was the Nothung and the Blackwing Dragon. Nothing else. That's all I needed. Then yeah, luckily I did draw a Simoon, because if I wouldn't have drawn a Simoon, I wouldn't have enough time to use any Bisted cards or whatever to attack him. Just wouldn't be enough. So I was supposed to draw either Simoon or one Small World. And now with Simoon, I was able to get out the Black Wildwinds, summon him, and I was able to search. But because I already done my normal summoning, I didn't go for Zutri. I searched for the Gale, so I can use Gale and another black monster to go for Y-Strix. That's why I decided to go for Gale, because anything else wouldn't have really made sense. Because I shouldn't be playing, I shouldn't have, I shouldn't use my graveyard because he has so many Ishizu cards in his graveyard. So using my cards from the graveyard isn't really that smart. And yeah, so I went for the Vata. Alright, yeah, I already had the Gale on my hand. So now I splash some Vata and he's reading the card effect again for some reason. And then, yeah, I already had the Gale on my hand. And honestly, I don't know why I summoned the Gale in this situation. To be honest though, at this point it really didn't matter because he had so many interruptions. I just couldn't be able to do any burning damage. All I was supposed to do was just go. So with Ruculus, he negated the Twin Shadow, which is also fine. But yeah, at this point, it didn't really make a difference. Like I was doomed to lose that game because simply I didn't have a bell face. If I would have had the bell face, I could still do something, but those Ishizu cards in this graveyard is just were just too much to win the game, basically. But yeah, we can just basically end it over here. You can watch the whole game in the link description below. I got it. But yeah. If I would have won that game one, it would have made a huge difference. And yeah, this is basically how I lost my only game. My only game against Tearlaments in this whole YCS tournament. I had 3 to 4 other tournament games that I have won, and this is the only one that I lost. So yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. Oh, okay. um, yeah. At the end of the day, guys, you guys know me. I love to do misplays, and that's just what happened at the end of the day. I knew that I was going to do some misplays. That's why I was thinking about taking the future match. Like I was hesitating to taking the future match, but at the same time I knew that you guys were dying to see me play in a live game. So I was basically just thinking about you guys and took that. That's why I took that live future match. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have taken it because I know under pressure I cannot perform well. But it is what it is. I tried to prove something to the world and I failed, even though I could have done beautiful things. But it just is. It just is. It just is what it is. Yeah, I guess. Alright, guys. That's it. That's it for for this video. I hope you liked it. Showed you my misplays. Yeah. Learn from my misplays, guys. Learn from my misplays. Okay. Don't do the same mistakes I did. And basically, that's it. Alright, guys. Love you all. Please take care of yourself and thank you for everything. Bye, bye, bye.